to call to order the special meeting of the Board of Trustees for Thursday, August 3rd, 2017. Welcome back. It's good to see everybody. Hope everybody's been having a good summer. Before we move on, I would like to ask that we keep Tommy King and his family in our prayers tonight. We were just notified that Tommy's brother had a stroke this afternoon, and he is currently at Lexington Medical Center with him. So if you'll just keep Tommy and his family in his prayers, we would appreciate it. Next item on the agenda is invocation and Pledge of Allegiance, and I'll turn that over to Vice Chairman Bingham.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the beautiful weather we've been having. We thank you for the respite from the heat. And we ask that you continue to bless us with good weather and enjoyable times for the summer. We ask that you be with us tonight as we move through the agenda to make the decisions that we feel are best for the district. We ask that you remember the Tommy King family in their time right now, and be with them and his brother as he's in hospital. We ask that you be with the Van family, where we lost one of our teachers this week, and we ask that you be with them, and that you guide us as you see fit. In your name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item is consent agenda, and if there's no objection, the agenda will stand approved as submitted. Next item is unfinished business, Saluda River Academy for the Arts Early Site Package. I'll turn that over to Mr. Eisenhower.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board, Dr. James. We have with us tonight Todd Cease from Jumper Carter Cease and Jimmy Kirk from Thompson Turner. As you know, we are preparing to renovate and do some additional work at Saluda River. So we have for you tonight a guaranteed maximum price for site and demolition work. Mr. Cease also has some renderings that he wants to share with you, because this is one of the things that we discussed at the June meeting, and he wanted us to bring some more things back to you to take a look at. So I think Mr. Cease has prepared those, and we appreciate him being with us. Mr. Cease.
Thank you, Mr. Eisenhower, Madam Chair, members of the board. Dr. James, thank you for the opportunity to be here. It has been a very busy but productive summer, and a lot of good work has taken place at various different schools around the district, so we'll be excited to update you as in future meetings. But we wanted tonight just to kind of refresh everyone's memory on the work that will be completed over at Saluda River Elementary School. And here's the site. Duke Street runs across the bottom, and Woodland Drive up and down the left-hand side, just to orient you. The existing building will be renovated, and I'll share the floor plan with you. And then toward the rear of the site, we'll add a new cafeteria, kitchen, and PE facility. And then we'll modify the existing cafeteria into a media center, and modify the existing PE facility into dance and theater space. One thing, we will have site improvements taking place on the site, and we've increased the stacking space for parent drop-off significantly off of Woodland. SCDOT has been involved in the review of the project, and certainly that should help alleviate some of the traffic, not all of the traffic, but some around the school. So we think that's important. Buses will continue to drop off at the front off of Duke Street, and then there will be an elementary, older 4th and 5th grade children being able to be dropped off in a separate driveway there. So from a floor plan standpoint, as I mentioned, the existing building will be renovated and updated. We'll have new windows, new finishes, new flooring. There will be, let's see, new roof system across the entire facility. We'll also take the existing cafeteria, modify it into a media center with workspace for the librarian. We'll create a new computer lab and project lab. We'll have some itinerant type spaces off of that area as well. We're creating a new safe and secure entrance into the school. So all visitors after children get into the school have to come through the front door and buzzed in before they get access to the remainder of the school. And then the existing PE facility, which is located here, will be modified to create a dance room and a theater room. We'll also expand the existing music room and art room and basically increase the areas of those two spaces by almost 50%. So we think that's important. It is an arts academy school, so they need more space in those particular areas. And then the new addition will be located toward the rear of the site, right adjacent to the drop-off. So parents will drop off their children. They'll be able to gain access into the cafeteria. The cafeteria includes a production stage type area with dressing rooms and support spaces off of the stage. The PE facility is located here. It's a little over 4,500 square feet. They do archery at the school, so it's sized appropriately for those activities. There will be plenty of chair storage. There will be a dividable or folding partition that divides the space. So on PTA nights, you can expand and parents will be able to have nice visibility of the stage. And then there will be a new state-of-the-art kitchen and serving area at the school. This is just a bird's eye aerial. One of the things that we tried to do was bring the sort of the original architectural character of Saluda River back, and by adding back some of the windows, very energy efficient sort of new windows to be located along each classroom. This is a shot of the new entrance, security entryway, cafeteria, and PE facility to be located here. Will include connecting enclosed corridors along this cafeteria and down beside the existing PE, which will be dance and theater now. There will be a small covered walk that will connect the two wings, and that will allow for fire truck access into the courtyard. The existing media center will be removed, and that really becomes a play area for kindergarten age children, as well as maybe some of the first graders. The older children will play at the back of the site like they currently do. We'll recreate the outdoor play area, the basketball court, and all of that will be included in the project. And then this is just a shot of that front entrance. So we want to give you an update. Jenny and her staff have been taking bids, and I think we've had some good numbers to share with you also.
All right, thank you very much. So Dr. James, Madam Chair, members of the board, thanks for having us back here tonight. As Todd said, we've been working really hard to competitively bid out the portion of the scope for which John Carter Seas has completed the construction documents. This includes demolition. You may be aware of the octagonal structure that's in the courtyard, some other auxiliary buildings, as well as some limited architectural demolition inside of the building. So this would also include a little bit of asbestos. The hazardous materials report came back and there's not a lot of asbestos in the building, but we were notified of some asbestos containing mastic behind the chalkboards. And we've decided to replace all of those, so we do have a small portion of asbestos containing material that we're gonna abate, and that is included in this package. So in addition to the demolition, we do have a full site package. This includes the entire site package, including all of the finishes. We got 3 very competitive bids that were very close in line with one another, and have selected a contractor for that portion of the work. And this also includes the foundations, so that means the concrete for all of the new addition and the other areas where we're expanding the building. And we're also including a little bit of the masonry work up to finished floor in this portion of the work, just to make sure we're able to stay on schedule, because we will not be bringing you the final GMP until the September board meeting. We anticipate receiving the final construction documents from Jumper Carter Seats and the engineers on the 14th of August, which gives us a good bit of time to really send them out and vet all these scopes. With a renovation like this, you really want to take the time to make sure that the subcontractors really understand the scope and we have everything covered. So we'll present the GMP to you in September. So what we're presenting to you tonight for approval is the early site package, which is $2,264,000, or $264,944. So again, that includes demolition, site work, and foundation and concrete work. It does not include the MEP demolition. That will be included in the final GMP, but we did provide for some money to make everything safe when we take the buildings down. And this also does include a $100,000 allowance for unsuitable soils in the event that we come across unsuitable soils or rock in the areas where we're making an addition. And as always, includes a 5% construction contingency that we'll use in any event of some sort of unforeseen condition, but hopefully we won't have to use that. If anybody has any questions, I can entertain them.
The price here, I assume, is within the estimate for the total package.
This is
There's
correct.
nothing here that's going to blow the budget.
No, there's not. Particularly excited about the fact that there's not a lot of abatement so far that we've seen. And if we do come across some unforeseen hazardous materials, we'll immediately have them inspected, and hopefully the contingency will be able to take care of that.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve the guaranteed maximum price on Thompson Turner at $2,264,944.
A motion, do I have a second? Second. Second by Ms. Kessler. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you very much. See you in September.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item is new business, which we have no new business. Next item is back to school update, enrollment and staffing, and I'll turn that over to Mr. Hinton.
I thought y'all said.
Well, now I think we'll let you come up.
That's how far as
I'm going to pull those numbers out for ourselves.
First time you've ever made it. I'm gonna go put a
You know I-
star on my door.
Madam Chair, members of the board, we ran numbers on the 26th, and I picked that date specifically so you can look at where we were a year ago. School started about the same time too, and I can tell you, with every one of these, I was trying not to do that, okay? I can tell you every one of these numbers have changed. A couple things for both high schools, remember, we are just getting transcripts in like summer school and everything, so a kid may be listed as a freshman one day and a sophomore the next day. One thing new this year is where I put pair, I put confirmed and pending. You have to do one or two things to qualify. The final thing, you either have to come in and meet with Ms. Hall, it's called an intake meeting, and if you're coming back from being expelled, you have to have a readmit hearing. So when we say pending, they haven't done either one, but they're scheduled to do so. You see at Airport High School slightly up from last year at this time. Any questions? Brooklyn Casey, the same. We're about on the same. In fact, if you go to the sheet where I said where the district numbers are, we're right where we've been for the past several years, total numbers.
How
had Springdale drop, what, about 100?
Yeah, let me tell you about Springdale Saluda River, just jump to that. During this move, fax lines have gone down and everything like that. So I think we're going to see increases at both those schools now that they're moved over there and they've got the telephone lines and everything like that. We got an email from Ms. Ward at Springdale saying, this is Springdale, we're completely at Frank, so they moved in. So I think you're going to see that with like the Casey numbers too. When the office opened up, we started seeing those numbers come up. But people are sort of a little confused. They go by Springdale and they see all that plowed land out there and all that construction going on. So I would think you're going to see that coming up probably already. I got updated numbers from Ms. Pryor and they were up from what you're getting tonight. All right, moving on to the middle school. This is the first time that I can show you Busby's numbers and they're above 400. I can tell you too that with if the pupil-teacher ratios hadn't gone up at 6th grade, we'll be adding some more choice kids in there that are on the waiting list. So that number's going to continue to grow. We have a lot of people really excited about the Fine Arts program there and want to be a part of it. Next is Fulmer. Pretty much the same. They've been nice ratios there. Northside Middle. A little heavy at 7th grade. We'll be watching that in 6th grade. The one thing Ms. Tom said to me is that they had another good crop of 6th graders coming in this year. So you saw last year at 212 and now they're up to 218. Those are really high numbers for Northside. Finally, Pine Ridge. And you like to see when you can go diagonally. For example, July 26th, it's 2016, 141 in 6th grade. And if you move those kids up to 7th grade, you see 146. So we're staying very stable in our class numbers. I think the trend we've seen lately, and I'm not going to go on the line and say it's a trend we'll see, but we've got less people moving around. So, the elementary school, here's my goof. I wouldn't expect BC Grammar and those new neighborhoods to impact them this much so soon, but they obviously have. The OASIS programs that I had the number, when you see 12 in 3rd grade, it's actually 20 now. We don't add them until they've gotten invitations, but until they come and actually enroll, we don't count them. So I could have put pending if I knew the numbers. But both 3rd and 4th are at 20 now in OASIS. But we're going to see those numbers. Most families have gone to enroll. That means schools are now receiving withdrawals. So some of these numbers will be hopefully coming down, but that's a good sign that BC's growing, which means those neighborhoods have school-age children in it. But we are watching those very. Casey Elementary. You know, I haven't been here as long as anybody else, only 15, 16 years, but I am so proud of what an elementary school being built here. I just, sorry, I should have said that out, but it just, my heart is warm to see that school being built and others there too. So, great place for kids. It's the biggest media center I've ever seen in an elementary school, by the way. You see the numbers there. Their ratios look pretty good. Fifth grade's a little on the heavy side, but we'll continue to monitor there. And first wheel, BC Grammar had it too. We don't have any half-day child development programs anymore. They're all full day. And we've got a little bit of space, so we're fixing to do a second round of screening so we can fill up all the way. Congree Elementary. Mr. Becker continues the increase that he's had over the last several years there in the numbers. The teachers that we've been adding through the years have kept their pupil-teacher ratios in good standing. Concrete wood. I'll give you some new numbers. 181 for kindergarten, 200 for first. Those folks just like to come in at the last moment. I mean, and the ladies in the front office there, they are as good as anybody getting the numbers to me and everything. But I used to be freaking out at this time, but no. So concrete wood, they'll always go up there and they have their numbers when it finally comes. They have 100 in child development. That's where we'll be added. They can take 20 more. So we'll have more kids spring and get them in. Saluda River, have some new numbers for you. 36 at kindergarten, 57 at first, 52 at second, 57, just a little drop, 49 at fourth, and the same at fifth. So now that they're settled, you'll start seeing those numbers come up and people will know where they are.
What did you say for K-5?
36. Pineview Elementary. Little low at their kindergarten. That's always been a sort of a strange word for me too. They either have 3,000 or they have a little bit what we weren't expecting, but I think they'll still continue to come up too. They had long lines registering and everybody else. And you see they're still holding right around 652. I would say they'll probably be up at the 670s like they've been. They've been stable the last couple of years as well. Springdale. When I talked to Dr. Hayward Evans today before she left, she said, what she said to me is what I said to you. I think these numbers are going to come up now that they are at Davis and the word is getting out. So no panic there. We'll wait and see what we have. I also have a handful of kids on the waiting list I'm letting go, so that we'll be adding numbers there. Wood Elementary, we have new numbers there as well. Second grade, 112, 122 at third, 128 at fourth, and 115 at fifth. And we'll see those. We have several requests that are on the waiting list for second grade, so that number will be going up. I'm going to let some of those go as well. And there we are. I'll answer any questions that I can. We'll have numbers for you on that very first day. And with the unique schedule this year, we'll actually be one of the first districts already taking advantage of that Thursday, so we probably won't know until after the eclipse is over with.
Any questions?
Did you get your 100% on the request for school choice? Did you get your 100%?
I've still got a handful there, but I am under 25, which is a new record for us. But if BC Grammar wasn't so full, I could get them all. But that's a stopping point for me this year, and I wasn't expecting it. We'll try. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Next item on the agenda is executive session, and I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, I make a motion the Board of Trustees in a closed session for consideration of personnel appointments and resignations, discussion of personnel matters, discussion of property matters, discussion of contractual matters, consideration of requests for out-of-district tuition, and receiving legal advice and discussion of board policy BBAA.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Second. Second, Mr. Giles. All in favor say aye. Aye. We are now in executive session.